Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're over on the test server because we have the update and we can check out Bronn, who looks like another really solid Graveborn hero. And depending on the team you're building him in, might not need signature item 40, even though it is very, very powerful for him. But we'll take a look. So let's get into his skills and then we'll take a look at him. So once the battle begins, Bronn steadily advances towards the edge of the battlefield, meaning the enemy edge of the battlefield. He just walks straight, just think Joan of Arc. He's impervious to knockbacks. Along the way, he deals normal attacks to any obstructing foes. Upon reaching the edge, Bronn turns around and stops moving, during which he is invincible and untargetable. Now, I believe that this means during his turning around, not during the time he's there, because he gets there and stops. If he was just invincible the whole time, it means you get him to the end of the battlefield and you win. So I believe it means while he's turning around. I feel like this was something that didn't need to be added into the text because it's just confusing more than anything. His normal attacks then shift to ranged attacks, dealing damage for 200% of his attack rating to enemies in his path. He can't unleash his ultimate before reaching the edge of the battlefield, and each fallen allied hero slows his movement speed by 10%. When Bronn triggers his ultimate, he releases nefarious souls from his tombstone, damaging enemy heroes for 250% of his attack rating and terrifying them for 2 seconds, all while he is immune to control effects. Now that damage seems underwhelming, but it does scale with the rest of his kit. Then skill ups, Bronn grants allied heroes 250 dodge points and 100 magic suppression points until he reaches the edge of the battlefield. So the whole idea is you're trying to keep your teammates alive until he can actually get there. Upon reaching the edge of the battlefield, Bronn can immediately unleash his ultimate without consuming energy. So if he is at max energy, he goes alt, not too bad. All right, then we go into the next one, Dire Echo. Bronn's normal attacks are enhanced. Before he reaches the edge of the battlefield, each hit deals damage equal to 200% of his attack rating and knocks back enemies on both sides, stunning them for 2 seconds. So now, when he's walking, if he hits someone, he's getting stuns. Upon reaching the edge of the battlefield, ranged attacks inflict more damage the farther they travel, maxing out at 50%. And then for the skill ups, when the same enemy hero blocks his path, he Bronn's blows hit 15. Okay, dude, that took me a second to understand that. Like, I understood what it did. I think I glazed over and never read it properly before. Basically, Bronn's attacks hit 15% harder, doing up to a maximum of 200, and then it goes up to 300. And then finally, upon reaching the enemy side, his attacks inflict more damage the farther away they are, maxing out at 75%. That's it. Sorry, I couldn't comprehend English. My bad. All right, moving on to the next one. Once Bronn reaches the edge of the battlefield, he empowers all surviving allies, including himself, with Spectral Force, enhancing their damage output by 30%. So I think this is just going to be a fantastic, like, just straight 30% damage. I feel like he is going to get... Curse Realm, Nightmare Corridor usage from this. I could be wrong. We'll see. He is immune to control effects while this skill activates. The more allied enemies still standing. I don't know whether that means the more allies and enemies still standing. That's the way I think it's just a typo. The greater the damage increase, up to 50% max. This enhancement cannot be dispelled, so you can get even more. Then when dealing damage, allied heroes who acquire Spectral Force will unleash additional damage for 150% of his attack rating. Effect can be triggered once every 2 seconds. When dealing damage, allied heroes who acquire Spectral Force will unleash additional damage equal to 200%, and then it can activate every 1 second, so that gets better, so it's extra damage from him. And then and this is his 30 engraving. Before reaching the edge of the battlefield, each instance of damage taken by Bronn won't exceed 15% of his max health. So he has like guaranteed kind of survivability, but like at the end of the day, you know, basic attacks, you could be doing that much. So, you know, it is what it is. It's honestly a good effect. I like that 30 engraving. All right, next one. Before reaching the edge of the battlefield and turning around, Bronn inflicts health loss on enemy heroes every 3 seconds, dealing damage equal to 250% of his attack rating, while healing any allied heroes for 20% of total health loss dealt. When it says any, I don't know if that's meant to be all allied heroes or if it's just like any one allied hero. I think that's meant to be all, but I don't know. When an enemy dies, Bronn absorbs their souls and permanently boosts his attack rating by 10% and defense rating by 10%, up to 3 times max. Cool beans. This one goes up to 4 times max and it's 15% per stack. And then 60 engraving. When granting allies spectral force, each absorbed soul, so enemy that died before he got there, enhances the damage boost effect by 5% and permanently increases physical pierce and magical pierce by 8 points. Effect can stack up to 5 times. Cool. So that's his kit. It's all based around him surviving to get to the end and then doing everything once he gets there. That's the whole idea behind his kit. So let's go signature item. Before reaching the edge of the battlefield, Bronn gains 15 points of armor, which doubles when his health drops below 40%, goes up to 20, doubles below 50%. Before reaching the enemy side, each time Bronn damages the same enemy blocking his path, their subsequent attacks against Bronn are weakened for 5 seconds, reducing their damage by 25%. Now, level 30 signature item is the same thing, except it's no longer just against him, but it's against his entire team. And then 40 signature item. Before reaching the edge of the battlefield, upon taking fatal damage for the first time, Bronn becomes invincible and untargetable for 4 seconds and restores 60% of his max health. So this is pretty cracked. This is pretty cracked. If you can make him get to the end before he needs to do this, then it's not really a thing that you have to consider. It just depends on how, in practicality, what teams we end up using with him and whether he can reach the end before dying. Because it's one of those weird ones. It's like, okay, this only applies before he reaches the end. And if he would have reached the end without proccing this, then this is an absolute waste of investment. But if he needs it, then it's a huge investment. So it's like, it's one of those toss-ups. All right, furniture. Upon reaching the edge of the battlefield, Bronn gains 20 points of buffer, which doubles when his health drops below 50%. Upon reaching the edge of the battlefield and casting Shadow's Embrace, the buff, after 8 seconds, or if there are fewer than 2 allied heroes remaining, Bronn dispels most debuffs from all surviving allies. Damage taken is reduced by 30%, and they gain 20 points of buffer for the rest of the battle. So you can see, like, if the battle draws out, like, if he gets to the edge, you're looking pretty good. If it goes 8 seconds past that, you're looking even better. So that's the idea behind him. So let's jump in and take a look at him. Like I said, I think the kit sounds solid. It's just how practical it is to get him to go across. So let's take a look at him. You can see this is on 4 times speed. This is on 4 times speed. Dude's going slow. But just keep in mind, I'm pretty sure because we only got 2 allies in the team, he is moving at a reduced pace, because if you got all your allies, he moves at his maximum pace, and then it reduces for each each dead ally. So I don't know if you run him with less allies, whether that applies. I don't know the exact functionality, but you can see basically he sits there now. He's there, and he's just going to throw fireballs and souls. Sorry, throw souls and do an ult and throw more souls. That's essentially the way. And then you just got a bunch of buffs. So let's take a look at him over here. Now, I did try this with him by himself. He couldn't get the job done. Now, what I want to do is I'm just going to slap in a full team to see how fast he moves. And you can see this is on 4 times speed, and he still has to move from the back. So like he doesn't start from the front. And you can see there, like we killed the whole enemy team before he got there. So yeah, let's go back to the Arena of Trials. So this is where I'm like, okay, the kit sounds amazing, but is it too slow to function? Because even when he starts in the front row, he starts slowly going in from here. So that's what I'm curious to see. So let's try something like this. Just get everyone out of his way so he doesn't get slowed down. Okay, we're at the end. Okay, we got screwed there. Wait, I feel like we can do that. Maybe if we just shift this. Let's have a look. So yeah, he knocks them, and then we get Floppy to drag them away. You can see his ultimate's there. He's died. He's got his health back up. He's reached the end. He's turned around. He's used his ult. He's terrified them. He's used his ult again because he got double ults, and away you go. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. So I think it's a really solid kit. Wait, let's time in something like that where we use Floppy. Let's see how long it takes him to get to the edge, because I feel like it might just be too slow, but we do have some like invincible type teams that can sort of get him there. So let's do that again, because Floppy does take them away, so it gives him like a quicker path to get there, but it's still taking him like 20 to 25 seconds to get there. So I don't know. Wait, guys. Oh, dude, I need to test Pippa. If Pippa can teleport him on top of the enemies and speed it up, because he's immune to knockbacks, Pippa is a teleport. Dude, if Pippa works, this could be a thing. This could be a thing. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, looking forward to testing this guy. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.